Welcome students. Now that you have understood the equations of lines parallel to axis, let us look at the topic of inclined lines. That is, lines which are not parallel to either x-axis or y-axis. For example, I've drawn 4 different lines. These are inclined lines. These are neither parallel to x-axis nor parallel to y-axis. Now, how do I talk about these lines? If I want to find the equations of these lines, first I need to specify what the lines are. If I ask you find the equation of this line, you might ask me, okay, what line are you talking about? Right? So if I'm sitting in the class and I'm asking what is that guy's name? You'll ask me which guy's name? What is the position of the student that I'm asking? So you need to specify what you're talking about. And how do we specify the straight line that I'm talking about? So if I'm talking about this straight line, so again, what is the straight line that I'm talking about? What are the properties of this straight line, which can be used in deriving the equation of the straight line? The first important property of a straight line is the direction in which the straight line moves. So if I specify the direction, that is, this line is making an angle of 30 degrees with x-axis. If I specify that, now at least you know what direction I'm talking about. That means the line is making an angle of 30 degrees, but till now the straight line is not specified uniquely because there are infinite number of lines which make an angle of 30 degrees with x-axis, right? So if I say the line makes an angle of 30 degrees with x-axis, what is your idea of how the line is? Now most of you will understand that this is the line that I'm talking about, but some of you might understand, okay, this line is also making an angle of 30 degrees with x-axis. So am I talking about this line or this line? So we need a standard convention. So which angle am I measuring? So to understand this, we have a new term called inclination of a straight line. Inclination of straight line. So let us see what this means. The inclination of a straight line is the angle made by the line with the positive direction of x-axis following the standard convention of trigonometry. Angle made by line with positive direction of x-axis, using standard convention of trigonometry. So what is the convention that we have learned in measuring angles on xy plane in trigonometry? So the counterclockwise angles are measured as positive, clockwise angles are measured as negative. So angle made by the line with positive direction of x-axis is called inclination. So this is not inclination. If I say that the inclination is 30 degrees, if I say that inclination usually is denoted by theta. So if I say that theta is equal to 30 degrees, you should understand that the line makes 30 degrees with the positive direction of x-axis. So obviously this is not the case, because with the positive direction of x-axis, this line makes an obtuse angle. So this is not equal to 30 degrees. So now if I specify that inclination is 30 degrees, by definition you have to understand that the line is in this direction. So from the positive direction of x-axis, the line is making an angle of plus 30 degrees, that is 30 degrees in the counterclockwise direction. So you can say that this angle from the positive direction of x-axis, this line makes an angle of again 30 degrees, but this is minus 30 degrees. So if I say theta is equal to minus 30 degrees, you can think of this line, because this line makes a clockwise angle of 30 degrees with the positive direction of x-axis. So now, using the standard convention, if I give you an inclination, you can very specifically find the direction of the line. So if theta is equal to 30 degrees, so this will be the line that I am talking about. So theta is equal to 30 degrees is exactly same as theta is equal to minus 150 degrees. Both are same. So theta is equal to minus 30 degrees, which is this line, is same as theta is equal to plus 150 degrees. Theta is equal to plus 150 degrees. Now, as you can see, there are infinite number of values for inclination of a straight line. So if you take any angle correspond to that, you can find many different angles using the convention of periodicity of the angle. Now, out of all these inclinations, there is something called the principal inclination, which we usually represent. The principal inclination, the main inclination, is the angle which lies between 0 and pi. That is 0 to 180 degrees, close at 0 to open 180 degrees. So this angle which lies in this interval is called the principal inclination of the straight line, and this is the inclination which we usually report. So now, as you can see, let this angle be 30 degrees. So the inclination is equal to 30 degrees for this. And minus 150 is also the inclination, but minus 150 is not the principal inclination, because inclination has to lie between 0 and 180 degrees. Next, if you increase the angle, let us say that this angle is equal to 60 degrees. So this is the angle made with the positive direction of x-axis in the counterclockwise direction. So theta is equal to 60 degrees for this. Now, if you still increase the inclination, at some instant the line will become parallel to y-axis. So at that instant the inclination will be equal to 90 degrees. And if you still increase the angle, the inclinations become obtuse angles. So let us say that theta is equal to 120 degrees, so on. And if you still increase the inclination, theta is equal to 150 degrees, 160 degrees, 170, 180. When the angle becomes 180, the line will again become parallel to x-axis. So instead of saying the inclination as 180, we report the inclination as 0 again. Because if the line is parallel to x-axis, that means it makes 0 degrees with x-axis. So inclination starts from 0. 0 means parallel to x-axis. And as you rotate the line, the inclination slowly increases. When the line becomes parallel to y-axis, the inclination becomes 90 degrees. And as the line makes obtuse angle with x-axis, the inclination also becomes obtuse. 90, 100, 110, 120, 150, 160, 170, 179.9999. And if the line again becomes parallel to x-axis, instead of reporting it as 180, we report it again as 0. So the inclinations, principal inclinations, lie between closed 0 to open 180. So let us say that you're given these questions and you're asked to find the inclinations of these lines. So first, this angle is given as 45 degrees. What is the inclination of a line? The inclination of a line is the angle made by the line with the positive direction of x-axis. So this will be the inclination of the line. So if this is 45 degrees, obviously this will be equal to 45 degrees. If this angle is 45, this angle is also equal to 45. So this angle will be equal to 135 degrees. So this will be the inclination of the line. Next, if you take this example, if you want the inclination, you have to find this angle. This angle is called the inclination. So if this is 60, this is also equal to 60. If this is 60, this is equal to 30 degrees. Hence, the inclination will be equal to 150 degrees, right? So if the line is in this direction, the inclination will be obtuse. Now if you go to this, What is the inclination of this line? The inclination of this line will be this angle, the angle made by this line with the positive direction of x-axis. So obviously if this is 60, this angle is also equal to 60 degrees. Hence the inclination is 60 degrees. Next, if you have this line, this angle is not the principal inclination. The principal inclination will be this angle. If this is 135 degrees, obviously this will be equal to 45 degrees. So 135, 150, 60 and 45 are the respective inclinations of these lines. Thank you.